Alright, so we found the new gameplay. Let's take a look at it for the first time together. Let's go ahead and start it up. Yo, that's wild already. This atmosphere is insane. Yo, look at that cage on that car. Let's see, choose your driving effects. So they give you, yo, that's insane. So they give you a whole menu to choose all of that from. So yes, these effects, look at the, yo, look at the heads-up display. We can get a lot closer of a look at the handling. Now, that drift was wild. It looks a lot more fluid now. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to go back through and analyze all of that. Okay, so let's go back through this step by step. Now, obviously, starting off here, it looks like we're under the same kind of rail bridge that the car actually crashes into at the end, but we're going to go ahead and move a little bit further forward, because I want to talk about one of the most interesting sections of this entire trailer. But they do give us a slightly closer look right here at all the, the cage work and the custom work on this S14. It's nuts. And let's see. So choose your driving effects. This is the main thing that I want to go into. So let's see. So obviously, you can go through all of these different tire smoke effects, and it looks like you've got an emote above the car as well. Look over there on the left of the screen. So let's see, driving effects and tags. So there's a few different ones that are owned, and it looks like they might actually be bound to those sort of light rays that come out of the back of the car as well. Although some of them, let's see, there's an epic one down here, and it's called Lyric, and it says gifted upon completion of qualifier 2. Very, very interesting. Although there is also an option down there, it looks like, to hide the UI. So in theory, you could take photos in here as well. You also get a look at the heat level and your character's in-game cache, which is really, really cool. Let's move ahead just a little bit further in the... Oh, well, that was... They skipped over some stuff. They skipped over some stuff real quick. There we go. There we go. Okay. So this one looks like it's a little bit more of the, that's kind of the bright, kind of almost cartoony tire smoke look that we saw before. This one is, let's see, common, and it's Card Shark, and that one comes with the sort of, flaming eye emote above the car. Let's go just a little bit further forward now, but before we do that, let's get a little bit of a closer look at the car itself, because this S14 is absolutely insane. I mean, look at all the detail on it. Okay, now... once we switch it over again, so it looks like the emote above the car, the tire smoke, the light trails, it looks like all of that is sort of a package deal. But again, I wonder if, because we saw a little bit earlier on that you could make it just white or gray, so there may be some packages that will allow you to make it a little bit less cartoony if that is the direction you would like to go. So moving a little bit further forward now, ooh, that one looks interesting. That's actually super neat. Now, oh, man, I do love the backfire effects. I absolutely love the backfire effects as they come out of the back of the car. Let me know as we are going through this new trailer what you guys think in the comments below. Now, let's get a look at the new kind of heads-up display. So let's go a little bit further along, and as we go through the Get Noticed section, we get a little bit of a pause here as they're coming out of the... I wouldn't call it a garage area, but I would call it just a menu, a customization menu. And again, we see the light rays coming off of the car, sort of that it's almost like it's putting an exclamation point on whatever you just did or just used in game. So let's go a little bit further along now. I love that slow motion. Now this is where we can get a look at the actual interface that we saw in that previous clip that we analyzed. Now let's see. So I'm liking the way the gauges look, and it also looks like we have several different stages of the nitrous. That's kind of neat. I wonder if that's a particular type of nitrous or that's how all of the nitrous will function. We've also got to look up here on the top left at what the kind of the live leaderboard will look like, and then down here you can see the map where it displays your route, and it also actually looks like it displays kind of the profile photos of the people that you're racing against. That's pretty neat. Now we're gonna go ahead and scroll a little bit further along now. Now picking up in the next section of this trailer, we can see that they are starting to give you not only just a look at how long you've been drifting, but how long you've been in oncoming, and I know that looks very I know it sounds like a very basic thing, well, why would you be pointing that out? Well, I'll tell you you one thing, one reason I'm pointing it out is because drifting is contributing to one part of your nitrous meter and oncoming is contributing to a different part of your nitrous meter. It's very odd, but like interesting. I'm sure there's some like system, like almost tiered system maybe that goes into. I really like the clean look of the gauges, like the clean look of the tach, the speedometer, the gear indicator. I really like that actually. I think it's nice and clean. I think it's well presented, and I think they've done a really good job with it. Now, as we get a little bit better of a look at this area, I think that the environments look really good. And not only that, but I'm actually liking the way, like, look how smoothly the car moved. I know that when we looked at this gameplay previously, when it was like kind of cut down the center, a lot of people were like, oh, the physics just look like Heat and Payback, and they look like, you know, whatever, brake to drift, this, that, the other. Here's the thing. We won't know until we get our hands on it, right? We will not know until we get our hands on it. I am a firm believer that you can't necessarily 100% determine how the physics of a driving game are going to feel just by looking at it. And as far as I'm aware, this game so far looks to me like it has smooth, clean drift physics that are very arcadey. But, I mean, look at the game. We were not expecting this to be a simulation. So let's go a little bit further along now and look at how smooth that transition was, right? We're going to back it up a little bit because if we look at how smooth that transition was now, ignore all of the, like, stylistic things they're doing on the screen, but, like, watch this slide kind of return, and then in that slide, it's almost like they clutch kick the car, and then that slides the back end out. Now, will that be an automatic clutch kick done by tapping the brake, essentially brake to drift? I don't know, but regardless, the physics themselves look way smoother than they have been in Payback and Heat. Now, I understand how some people may not think that. They may be like, nope, they look exactly like Payback and Heat to me, and I have no interest in these physics whatsoever. And that's fine, but for me personally, I am gonna hold any, like, judgment that I might have on the physics until I actually get to play the game. And from what I'm seeing right here, they look obviously very arcadey, but they look really smooth, and I can see that it seems that they've done a lot of work on them. So let's see what we get to if we go a little bit further on, and actually you could see a little bit more of the area. Oh, that's neat. You could they show you a little bit more of this area than they did in the initial couple of clips. Now, the car going into like a color flip almost, I'm sure that's just a stylistic thing, but ooh, that's wild. And actually, bro, it looks like there's two people in the car. I did not notice that the first time through the trailer. That's actually super sick. I had no idea. Look at that. There's two people in the car. Yo, okay, so I don't know if that means that we're going to be seeing some sort of passenger dynamic or if that's solely within a mission. Could be within a mission in the story, but again, we'll have to wait and see. So let's go ahead by just a little bit. Oh, okay, so I know some people were really worried about how these characters would fit into the world of Need for Speed, especially with cars that looked realistic and characters that had more of a comic art style, and I think they look fine. I really do. I think they look fine. I think they're going to push the boundaries of what this genre has been for the past few games, and I think they're going to break into new ground for Need for Speed as a series. So let's go just a little bit further forward now, and here is where we get a much better look. Okay, so apparently we're on Heat Level 2, and yo, that's wild, because apparently we have slung the car sideways at 150, and I'm not actually sure what these two icons down here are that are like kind of within the tach and the speedometer, but those are definitely going to be ones to watch. And then over here on the left, you can see we've got it looks like we've got some police on the map, and then over here on the right, we've got a particular, like, hotspot location. That's really neat. That's super interesting. Okay, so let's make our way. Yo, all right. Look how smooth that slide was. Look how smooth that slide was. That was way smoother than anything in Heat. That was way smoother than anything in Heat or in Payback. Look how smooth that slide was. And it kept going. Bro, okay. That dude, they've messed with the physics. They have absolutely messed with the physics here. Absolutely they have. Now again, we see this goes back to like a race. They've hit the boost and it kind of shockwaves the entire area. We're about to cross the finish line, so this race is about to be finished anyway. But okay, we get what looks like a little bit more of a look of drifting kind of up a mountain road, trying to do a little bit of an inside overtake here, and it looks, from what I can see, at least from what I can see by the little tiny pieces that they're willing to show us here, it looks, Yo, what is that? Bro, that looks like, from the back, that looks like a wide body FC, but I don't know if that's super interesting. Whoa. I was not expecting that, actually. Now, again, I am sure that there's going to be some people in the comments that are going to be like, no, like, out with the cartoon effects. I hate them. I can't stand them. And again, I get it, but it seems like you will be able to kind of tone them down, at least to a degree, in the customization. Now, let's look at this clip one more time, because okay, see how the car is really smoothly staying at a particular angle? That, to me, says these physics truly have been revamped. The car seems like it gets to angle pretty quick, but then it stays there, and it stays there in a smooth way. So again, I'm not going to call it just yet that it's not going to feel similar to the past couple of games, but I'm definitely hopeful after looking at these clips a few times over. Now, in this part, we see it jumping up and over that same bridge that we saw in the beginning, and then, well, it seems like it's about to tragically end up in a barrier, and yeet, and then we see the end of the trailer and the logo. So once again, that is our first look at proper gameplay with the HUD on the screen. And as usual, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of this gameplay and what your feelings are of Need for Speed Unbound going forward. But that's going to do it for this one, y'all. And if you want to see more, make sure you're subscribed and have those notifications turned on. And I will see y'all next time.